I'm very thankful that I'm here with my New Orleans family to give thanks and to celebrate Talili's life. I'm also grateful that I could be here to represent the Belize family, who I know all want to be here with you, but unfortunately can't be here. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And she just told you who I was. I'm Flosie's daughter. I'm Flosie's her older sister. She's still in Belize, alive. She's 96. She'll be 97 at the end of August, and I hope that we'll be spending her birthday with her in August. My mom and multiple generations of Wade and Bonner people in Belize are mourning along with you today, and they feel a great loss. It's a large family in Belize, and all of us who are over 30 years old will tell you that Talili was an amazing woman. She made the greatest impression on all of us, boys and girls. She interacted with people in Belize all the time, and she made lasting impressions on them as well. Talili was always on. And when I say on, I mean she was a larger than life personality. She laughed loud. She spoke with authority and loudness. She spoke her mind and her piece. She wasn't afraid. She was always busy doing something, and she had the greatest sense of humor. I think that's the lasting thing all of us in Belize have from Talili. That sense of humor. She could tell a story. She's the greatest storyteller. She had this laugh that just came out of her, and everybody around her would be laughing along with her. She'd be laughing, clapping her hands, stamping her feet. That's Talili. Bringing out with her stories, she tells us stories about her experiences growing up in Belize. I think, along with my mom, who also likes to tell the stories, and I think that's where we get it from. We want to know our kin. We want to know where we came from. They would be telling us these stories all the time about the older folk, about themselves as they were growing up, the things they did, the people they met, and always in the most interesting way, so that you were caught and brought in. You wanted to know more. And when I say that everybody over 30 years in Belize, all those nieces and nephews who are in Belize right now, remember this part of her. That's the lasting thing she left with them. That she was this amazing person who just let you know who you were, grounded you in a little bit in your family, and they loved her so much. They keep loving her. We love her still. I don't think we'll ever lose that. Postings on Facebook in the past couple of weeks, if any of you have read them from some of the folks in Belize, some of the younger people, you will see that that's what they talk about. She was so great. She was an awesome lady. She was great. And that's all they could think about. And all that they would describe. It was impossible for not to be swept away by Talili's personality. Just recently, I think it was in 2012, when I met young Joshua, in her house, she was telling us a story about herself and her sister here in New Orleans, Aunt Hortense. And that was the funniest thing. I think maybe some of you may have seen it on Facebook earlier. My daughter posted it, and it was such an uplifting experience just to be there and witness this lady who, at that time she probably was 1991, was so full of life and vigor still, and had the greatest, her personality just remained the same from the time I met her when I was a little girl until the last time I saw her, which was a couple of years ago when I stopped in New Orleans and spent a day with her. Talili came to Belize all the time. She would come for short periods, but most times She was there for a couple of weeks, a few times, a couple of months. She was. The last time she came was the summer of 2008 when she made a quick trip. Even though she was recovering here from Katrina, she heard my mom was sick and she came to Belize to see mom. It was important to her and we were so grateful that she did that. The connections, she made sure that she kept connected to her sisters who were alive. I think she taught us the greatest lessons by doing those things, coming to see my mom, deciding to take a trip in 2013 to Florida to see her sister in Florida for a family reunion because the sister can't come here, so she went there. It was a long trip. It was a trip that she drove. She was in a car all the way. That's what, 10 hours, 12 hours. But she did it because of that connection. She always intended and she always taught us to keep with family. Grateful for that. And more than anything that I'm grateful for is the fact that she made all of us her children. You have to be a very special person, have very special gifts to make people, children, young people who don't belong to you, not your own children, feel that they belong to you. And that's how I think she affected us. All of the extended family that she came in contact with.
Amen.
Now, I have a story I want to tell you. It's not all, I don't want you to be sad about this. I think, talking about Talali, it was important for me to say those things about her interaction with all of us in Belize because unfortunately the family here don't get enough time or a lot of chances to come and be with us in Belize, and we don't, vice versa. And I just wanted you to give you a sense of how important she is to us as well as to you, as she is to you. Funny story. She, like I said, she was always busy. But in Belize, she's visiting, yes, but she's always busy. There's a project involved. And one particular project everybody remember, and that's when she built a house in road called the Borough Road. During that period, she was there for a long time because she was building this house. She was making sure that she oversaw the building of the house. Hired a contractor. Contractor started building the house. Suddenly fired him after a couple of weeks because she wasn't satisfied with what he was doing. And in between when she fired him and decided on the next contractor, she continued to build her house on her own.
Yes.
And what she did was she did. She brought many pre-adolescent nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews with her every weekend to that house. Brought them up and they helped her build that house. They built the walls and the floors. And just this week, I think Christina was and Amira, Janice's daughter, they were saying, oh, yeah, we remember that. We were carrying cement blocks and carrying water and eating bun and cheese, Creole bun and cheese for lunch. That was Talali. She taught us something very, I think all of us, all the younger kids, and those kids that gave that story that is giving that story on Facebook, they're in their 30s, so they're the youngest kids. And that stayed with them from then until now. Precious memories and precious lessons, I think. We all learned something from it. I was there with them most of the time. And certainly I learned that, yeah, this is some very, very strong lady who put her mind to something, get it done. She was so funny, she was resourceful, intelligent, loving, kind, she was stunning. As far as we were concerned, she was a stunning lady, tall, beautiful, with a long step, long stride, very straight. We loved her. As young girls who came to know her, and mom and grandma, the nieces grew up with, had a good role model who showed them that you could be comfortable and gracious as well as self-assured and assertive. experiences with family enriched all of us, I believe, boys and girls, and we owe the greatest gratitude. She's passed into the other realm now, but she has left so much of herself with us. That's precious, very, very precious. And we thank her forever for that.